Well, I met this crazy woman who came into the law firm that I was working with and basically stuck around until she got one of her first projects up and started. So her name was Alice Dickinson, and she became my best friend.
Well, RDAC has evolved over the years. When we first met them, they were still involved with a number of energy-related programs, and of course, they've really been a leader here in Hudson Valley in terms of doing foreclosure prevention work, and they're still, doing in large measure, taking the lion's share of foreclosure prevention work still in the Hudson Valley. But it's great to see Faith move into take the organization into homeownership assistance and assisting a number of first-time home buyers, looking at doing some housing rehab, and I think most exciting is starting to get involved with the redevelopment of small projects. And I think there's a number of villages and small cities in Orange County where there's opportunity on Main Street to repurpose some older or vacant buildings and to mixed use, including affordable housing.
My favorite program that RDAC offers is the Rural Preservation Program. And that has special meaning to me because over the last 6 years, working for Senator Bill Larkin, I've seen him fight to ensure that appropriate funding goes into that program. And that program actually gives RDAC the flexibility to dive out into other areas of the community and create programs that have had such a profound impact, not just for Village of Walden residents, but for residents throughout Orange County.
I think my one thing of the legacy is they're still in business, which unfortunately means that, there's still a real need, and that hasn't gone away. And on a personal level, I think the legacy means that Faith, as both Alice Dickinson's daughter and also as RDAC's daughter, since she grew up within RDAC, is the greatest legacy.
I think it's important that RDAC continues to recognize the work of its founder, Alice Dickinson, by offering these awards in her name. Alice had a long career in housing and community development, was known for partnering with a number of other players, including private developers, to affect the mission of RDAC and get things done. So it's a rich legacy and one that Faith has taken up and is now running with and doing a great job. And it's great to see two rural preservation companies, RUPCO and RDAC, come together to meet the mission and the need for housing and community development here in Hudson Valley.
Alice Dickinson was an amazing person. She took me under her wing at RDAC. She mentored me through all the programs. She showed me how to give more than I would realize that anybody could give of themselves to other people.
There have been so many strong women that have been there to help me and to teach me things. Beginning when I got into the business with women like Barb and Beth, and after I started RDAC with women like Amelia and Lisa and Brenda and Bruna and Robin and Atisha and Lilu and Nelda and Chip and so many women on the board, women on the staff. There's one name that I'm thinking, or one name that I haven't mentioned yet, and there's a reason, because as many of you may know, Faith Pyatt, who's the Director of Housing Services, is also my daughter. And some of you may wonder how that came to be. And there's actually a story behind that. Because one night, many years ago, more than 30 years ago, I was preparing a grant application. It was actually early morning. I think it was about 6 a.m. The grant was due in Albany at 9. And I'm still trying to put the finishing pieces together when the devil shows up in the kitchen. And he said, "Alice, do you really want that grant in on time?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And he said, "What will you do?" I said, "I'll do anything." And he said, "Ha, I'll take your firstborn." And that's how Faith ended up in the nonprofit business. So, all joking aside, I just want to thank everyone that contributed their time and their money to help promote the causes, to help promote women and the causes of women, something that I feel very strongly about back in those days, having been a single mom with a few children to support. And I have to say that there were doors opened for me by many helpful and intelligent people, but there were always currents to push against to get to where you were going. So I hope that some of what we more seasoned women may be able to bring to the county is to flatten out a little bit of that current so that the rowing is a little easier for the younger women that are coming along, that are the future, that need to take over, that need to care, need to be ready to jump in there and keep this all going. Thank you.